Since 1957, Dove's products have been the leading personal care brand around the world. In the year of 2004, Dove introduced their campaign for real beauty. Dove's mission is to promote women's confidence in themselves.
In order to establish recognition from society, Dove created a very dramatic series of commercials utilizing ethos, pathos, and logos. Dove introduced this clip of Melinda as a symbol of pathos. She represents women's need to meet expectations by applying makeup and checking herself in a mirror. Gil Zamora is a credible forensic composite artist of California.
Worked for the San Jose Police Department as the police artist from 1995 to 2011.
Dove takes the viewer step by step through their experiment. The participants are questioned about their experience to successfully combine pathos and logos.
I showed up to a place I had never been and walked into this big warehouse, and at the very end there was a guy with his back to me with a drafting board.
The scene opens with an older woman approaching an empty chair behind a curtain separating her and the artist.
First of all, tell me about your hair.
Brown.
The artist begins the questioning of each woman by asking them to describe their appearances. In the upcoming clips, the viewer is presented with derogatory responses from each woman, exemplifying the devastating fact that only 4% of women around the world consider themselves to be beautiful.
Tell me about your chin.
I guess I haven't really compared it to anyone else's chin, but I just feel like it kind of protrudes a little bit.
What would be your most prominent feature?
I kind of have a fat, rounder face.
You sort of realize, oh man, now I have to talk about myself and think about my looks.
Dove restates their message with the stereotypical assumption that women do not like or feel comfortable talking about themselves in a positive manner. Female viewers can sympathize with undermining their beauty. To declare Dove's mission, the artist transitions into the questioning of the women about the appearances of each other.
Today I'm going to ask you some questions about a person you met earlier.
She was thin, so you could see her cheekbones.
You can clearly hear the change in tone when the women are asked about someone other than themselves.
The women were really critical about moles or scars or things like that, and yet they were describing just a normal, beautiful person.
The artist points out how the women contradict themselves when describing the natural imperfections of the others as beautiful features, when too often women feel the need to hide these so-called perfections from society.
She had nice eyes. They lit up when she spoke and were very expressive.
She had blue eyes, very nice blue eyes.
Okay.
As the positive tone continues, Dove utilizes diversity with the men's descriptions to show that the campaign isn't just inspired by feminists.
The solemn sounds of the piano in the background establish the dramatic and serious tone.
So this is your self-described image?
The positive sounds of the piano introduces the uplifting comparison of the portraits. The emotional reactions are very touching and can be easily felt by the viewer. A look of realization sweeps across the participant's face as they see how harshly they describe themselves and how beautifully strangers describe them.
She looks closed off and fatter. She just looks kind of shut down. Sadder, too. The second one is more beautiful.
You think they're catching more of that from you?
Yeah.
This whole thing about having dark circles and crow's feet around my eyes and was not part of the sketch at all that the stranger did. The stranger's was a little more like gentle.
The conclusion represents positivity of the newfound confidence in women.
I've come a long way in how I see myself, but I think I still have some way to go.
Mm-hmm.
The young and old women symbolize and reiterate the message of the Real Beauty campaign.
I have some work to do on myself.
Do you think you're more beautiful than you say?
Yeah.
Step by step, the viewer is attracted by the credibility that Dove certainly has earned. The visual appeal provided by both the men and women and logical explanations of Dove's main goal.